Yo, what's going on, peeps? It's the Flying Pig here. Sorry to keep you waiting a little while there, but, sometimes news comes in, swinging in off the vine last minute, and it takes a little second to get things set up, so apologies for keeping you waiting, but I am here. What's going on? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for today's show. Get in there, you legends. Appreciate you all waiting for us to get going as well. Let's see who's in the live chat. Waiting patiently. We've got the legend Gungshi. What's going on, my lad? Legacy of Outlaws. Mike Hill. Neil Walker. Randon Lewis. John O'Connor. Luan France. Josh. Mikhail. Let's be having you. John. Aaron. Get in there. Mr. U as well. How you doing there? Uncaged Squid. Good to see you. Ember Glance. Jay. Show cancelled. Talk about Drama Queen. Just a few minutes late, mate. Jay United. Official Addo as well. What's going on, mate? You know, dude, I get here exactly when I mean to, right? Kingslayer, Josh Lee, Pete Morris, Primot. What's going on? Pig is live. Yes, I am. We're here, guys. Thank you very much for getting in here. Everyone on the screen here and everybody in the live chat. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining. Sing Games. Get in there, my son. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us and getting in for the stream. Do us a favour at the start of this one. Give us a massive thumbs up on this one. Give us a like spike at the start of this show. Let's get to 100 likes. Also, share us around on the social medias. Wherever you want to share us. You can even share us on that newfangled Twitter clone called Freds if you want, but give us a retweet over there on the Twitter link. It's pinned to the top of the live chat there. Click that link, give us a retweet. We'll shout you out later on in the show and share it anywhere else as well that you want to. And as always, if you do happen to be new to this channel, get yourself subscribing to the channel. We're on here daily giving you the latest United news in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. So let us know your thoughts and opinions throughout, and if you're on catch up later, get down below in the not live comment section and comment your thoughts on anything we're discussing in this show. So yes, lots of stuff to talk about. Let's get stuck in. Thank you, Sing Games. Smash the like, retweet the link above. You know it makes sense. Top lad, top lad. Okay, so it looks like, guys, we may well be getting rid of a couple of players very, very soon, including the main man, Anthony Elanga, the man with the best chant ever, who's actually bang average and shite. Well, he's not bang average and shite, but he's also not that great, is he? But he does have one of the best chants ever. Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga. He scores goals from everywhere. Oh, it's Elanga. Oh, I can feel it in the air. Oh, it's Elanga. Piss off to Forest, mate. You know what I mean? That's the chant, yeah? But it is obviously a very, very good chant, but he's absolutely gash. So there you go. There's bids come in now, guys, from Nottingham Forest for Anthony Elanga. This is the latest reports on this. So negotiations advancing for Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest. It would be on a permanent deal. Oh, yes. Good news there. And the latest reports about the amount of money involved there could be £15 million that Man United could be receiving in regards to Elanga. So pretty decent cash for the guy as well. I mean, let's ask the chat, how much do you think Anthony Elanga is worth, folks? Let us know. Let's know your thoughts. But yep, Forest are reportedly close to buying Anthony Elanga. Breaking news, Forest are set to complete the £15 million signing of Man United winger Anthony Elanga after beating Everton and West Ham in the race to sign the Sweden international. So, you know, I think we're getting the decent amount of money that he's actually worth here. We're not often saying that. We usually get shortchanged when it comes to selling players. But at this moment, I think we are probably receiving about what he's worth. Maybe 15 to 20 million is what makes the most sense. Sing Games thinks he's only worth 5, though. So he thinks we're getting a good amount of money if we receive 15 mil. United says 15 mil is decent. It is bloody decent amount to receive for him, to be honest. 14 quid. Says Phil Perry. 20 mil, says Manhouse. 25's asking a bit much for Anthony Elanga. I mean, he is young. He is a Sweden international, and he is getting better, obviously. And he is young. But, you know, he falls into the headless chicken category when you look at his performances last year for Man United. Obviously, the season before that, he did impress when he, to quote Michael Richards, burst onto the scene. But obviously, last season for Ten Hag, he was given quite a lot of opportunities. And he never really sort of lived up to the hype at all last season. So, you know, he's not going to get in the team. Too many good players ahead of him. Makes sense to cash in at this stage. What's the point of having somebody on the books who's just never really going to break it or make it into Manchester United's first team? So I think 15 million quid sounds around about the right amount of money that we should be receiving for this guy. Maybe 20 if we're really hoping for a good deal. But 15 million for Elanga is a bloody good deal. You're right, Alex Core. 15 million for Elanga is good. Jonathan says, what if in the future Elanga is very good? I'm sure he will be pretty good. I don't think he'll be very good. I mean, we have to trust our staff at Manchester United. We have to trust Erik ten Hag. We have to trust the coaching staff. They're working with these players day in, day out, and they know what these guys are capable of. And obviously what they see in Anthony Elanga is a good player in the future, but not a world-class top-tier player. And I have to agree with them, to be fair, if that's what they've sort of summarised, because he is a bit of a headless chicken, as I mentioned. He's decent, he's got his attributes, but you know, you can see from all the performances he put in last year, overall, pretty lackluster. So I think it's probably the right thing to do is to part ways with him. I mean, who would you rather give game time to develop, Elanga or Garnacho? It's not even close, obviously. Garnacho's younger, better, has a much higher ceiling, just has way more bollocks about him right now. And obviously, if you've got players like Anthony Elanga in the side, they're just going to take up space. So it makes sense for us to focus on players like Alejandro Garnacho or Facundo Pellistri and these guys, rather than Anthony Elanga. So Anthony Elanga, see you later on, son. He will go on and probably have a decent, mediocre sort of career. But good luck to him. He's a decent player, and he's obviously a United Academy product. I wish him all the best. Nice lad, but nice guys finish last. At least we're not getting rinsed like with Iqbal. That's true, McKay. We're getting a pretty good price for him. Absolutely. Rush Marnie, you legend. He says, good price, £15 million and a youth player. So great for our striker pot. Yeah, spot on. So we're trying to raise money, obviously, to get a striker. We're looking to get rid of several players. And that's an extra 15 million we can chuck in the kitty. So great comment there. Griffo says, a good sell from United. Can't believe my eyes. I know, quite bizarre, really, isn't it? Hey, Manny Slew Flacky, get in there, you legend. I've been watching your Insta stories. I'm very jealous, mate. He's like on the island of Crete, just macking it up in the sunshine. Hope you're doing well, Manny. Thanks for being a member for 39 months. Hashtag 39 for Manny Slew Flacky, everyone. He says 15 million is good. Are we going to start using Amad Diallo? That's a great question. It's a great question. So, in my opinion, yes and no. We've seen him utilised in pre-season a little bit, but I don't know. There's a lot of players that are obviously ahead of Amad Diallo. But if Sancho continues in his sort of current situation of being a bang average, overpaid, overhyped, overweight melt, then maybe Amad Diallo would actually get ahead of him in terms of the pecking order. But the starting 11 at United, if we get a striker, you would think would consist of Rashford on the left and Anthony on the right most of the time. But beyond that, yeah, Garnacho's probably going to deputise for Rashi on the left. Pellistri and Amad Diallo could deputise on the right-hand side if Sancho's not up to it. But, you know, I'm still expecting Sancho to obviously be quite in Erik ten Hag's plan. So I don't think Amad Diallo's going to get all that much game time, but he might well be staying at the football club in order to help with the numbers and help with the depth. We do have a lot of competitions this season to play in. Guys, would you keep, sell or loan Amad Diallo? It's a very good question. Thank you, Manny. Hope you're having a good time. It looks like you are, sir. 15 spot on, says Primot. Yeah, it's a very good amount of cash to receive for Anthony Elanga. 15 minutes means we will sign him back in 5 years for £95 million. Dude, don't. Please don't. But that is the United way. Certainly it's the Eddie Woody Woodward way. Filth. You'd pay the club 15 million to take him, says M. Wow, fair play to you, my son. Ten Hag has very high standards and Elanga doesn't hit the target. I think that's fair to say, yeah. I mean, if you look at what Ten Hag's been doing recently, he has been kind of quite ruthless in some of his selections and sacking people off, i.e. Slabo, Maguire, etc., with the captain's armband taken off him. He's not prepared to continue in the vein of mediocrity. He sets a high standard. He wants that standard met. And if you're going to melt like smack Slabby Maguire, then he's going to get rid of you guys. So, you know, Forest close to Elanga purchase. That's good news. 15 million quid's looking like it could be a good amount of money received by Manchester United. But not only that, guys, not only that, we're also working here on trying to sell Henderson to them as well. So it looks like Nottingham Forest trying to do a bit of a cheeky double deal with Manchester United right now. Get in there, my son. Nottingham Forest have submitted two bids to Manchester United, as reported by Fabrizio Romano an hour or so ago. There is a loan deal proposal for Dean Henderson and a permanent deal proposal for Anthony Elanga. Forest want to get both deals done after closing in on the Ola Aina free transfer. So they're obviously doing a bit of business at this moment in time. But in regards to the, what's going on with Dean Henderson, he is on the tour at the moment with Man United in America. It doesn't really mean all that much. Obviously, if there is a deal that's been agreed between the two clubs, he'll just get on a plane and pop back and go and piss off to Nottingham Forest, won't he? I mean, the only thing I don't necessarily like about this is that let's just sell this twat. Okay, look, Forest might want to loan him because they don't have to pay a fee for the guy. But we're doing bits in the future, it seems, with obviously Andre Onana just coming in. We've got Kovar as a good young player who might be going out on loan, but we're supposedly working on this Iron Suzuki guy. We've got Bishop, we've got Heaton. We don't need Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson is just like a Klingon that we need to flush away. And if we could get rid of him in this summer transfer window on a permanent move, that's what we need to do. So I really do hope that we kind of, in a way, it's better to loan him out than nothing. But in a way, I hope that we don't agree to that deal and we try to do a permanent transfer for him. And also it increases the likelihood of us trying to sign a striker or two, because it's extra money added to the kitty as well that we can therefore go and lump together and spend on a decent player. So Henderson can generate 15 or 20 or maybe even more, but probably around about there, 15, 20 million pounds as a complete permanent sale. And if we get rid of him to Nottingham Forest in a double deal with Elanga, it's a great bit of business. Only problem with obviously Henderson is for a goal, he's on reasonable amount of cash, especially for a lower Premier League side. But if these players want to go to a decent sort of club at a high level, they might have to be open to it. And if these clubs want to sign these decent standard players that will help them maybe stay in the Premier League, then they've got to be open to that as well. So I could see it happening. By the way, I've somehow missed this. Wait a second. Where has it gone? We got a super chat here from the Biscuit Bandit who says, "Sell the Don, free Donny, should be sold." Well, thank you very much for that, boss. I missed that. Thank you very much indeed, lad, to the Biscuit Bandit getting in here. Constantly crumble jobbing it in the live chat, this man, with his biscuity vibes. What's your problem, mate? I don't know. But the Biscuit Bandit, thank you very much indeed for your super chat here, bro. Donny van der Beek. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. There it is. Set the Don free. Donny should be sold. Okay, so another player that we're talking about here that should perhaps be moved on this summer. I'm with you, but I kind of could see a reality where maybe Donny's kept and we get rid of Fred and McTominay. So that could also happen, and he would be there in United's team for the depth. And obviously Ten Hag's got that relationship and that history with him. And as I said, technical-wise, when it comes to passing-wise, he's better than Fred and McTominay. He might not be better than them at other things, like obviously they are quite tenacious. They're better in the tackle. Certainly Fred gets around and wins the ball back quite a lot, that sort of thing. Donny van der Beek's more of a pass master type player. But as I mentioned yesterday, I think Ten Hag's trying to get more towards that sort of vibe of having more technical players that are not so reliant on just, being headless chickens and running around. He wants technique in the side, which is why we're looking at getting players like Hojlund Amrabat. So if Donny stays, I would be okay with it as long as we are moving on some of the guff players in the centre of the park, such as McTominay and Fred, who are understandably wanted by various different teams. But now is the time for Man United. We've heard the news about Elanga. We've heard the news about Henderson. We're working on players moving elsewhere. Now is the time to get rid of these players who are just absolute lingering melters at the football club and to move them on. So yeah, look, I'm not bothered about keeping Donny van der Beek. I'm not bothered about selling him, to be honest. He's kind of just like a squad player at best. He's not getting in there ahead of Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Ericsson, any of those guys. He's not getting in ahead of them, but he gives us depth, especially if we are going to sell McTominay and Fred and maybe go and buy Amrabat. I could see a place for Donny, but I'm really not that bothered either way, to be perfectly fair. We've got a super chat here as well. Thank you very much for getting in here, Raw Lad, with a £10 super chat. Thank you very much indeed, Rugmuncher 007. Rugmuncher 007, thank you for the £10 super chat, lad. You what? Let's get some love hearts in the live chat there for Rugmuncher 007. It says, "Hi Pig, just woke up. Any striker news?" Yes, we got some striker news. We'll get onto that in a little bit, actually. We're just going to cover the latest stuff in regards to, like, Elanga and Henderson and some of the other stuff we've got coming in. But absolutely, there is a little bit of striker news going on. Not too much, but there's a little bit going on. So keep locked on the channel there, Mr. Rug Muncher, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Thank you so much, by the way, for getting in here with that. And also, Matty Gwynner, thank you for the £2 super chat here, mate. He says, yo, 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 hashtag Glazers out. Spot on. Let's get these Glazer shithouses out of this football club. It's still lingering on, isn't it? Talking about Klingons, talking about lingering turds in the toilet bowl of life. The Glazers are the biggest floaters going. They're still here, these scumbags, and I don't know why, but they are. Thank you very much, Matt Gwynner. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Right. Okay, if you're just joining us, guys, we've got 200 legends in the live chat right now. Smash that like button. Let's have a cheeky little like spike. We're currently on 77 likes with 200 people watching. You what? Slabby Maguire levels of performance today. Do us a favour and hit that like button. We could do better than that. Bacon Brigade assemble and hit that thumbs up and let's get this sucker to 100 likes just like that. Every little like will help this stream out. If you want to support the channel, the best way to support the channel, smash the like, share it around. Nice one. And also, if you're new, get yourself subscribed in here as well. Beautiful. Okay, guys, let me just cover the rest in regards to this. So, there's obviously players that we are trying to get rid of. Alex Telles to Al Nassr as well. Henderson and Elanga. Bids come in from Nottingham Forest today. Brilliant stuff. And it looks like, you know, there's obviously things that are taking place there between Elanga and Forest. It could be close. Very close to being agreed. And Elanga is obviously going to go somewhere. He's going to get game time. Probably is good for his development. Instead of Premier League side, it's still somewhere where he can develop and grow and get paid decent money and play in a good competition. Yeah, they'll be scraping around, trying not to get relegated, but it's a good move for Anthony Elanga, I think. Good luck to him. Then we're also working on this as well. You know, Eric Bailly hasn't gone on the tour, understandably surplus to requirements. Eric Bailly, you know, the thing is with Eric Bailly, right, he's shown good glimpses and good times in his career where he has obviously shown that he's got great capabilities as a centre-back. He's quick, he's strong, he's physical. Unfortunately, though, he's been cursed with that injury proneness. He hasn't played all that many times for Manchester United over the last few seasons because of that. And with what's happened with Ten Hag coming in and signing Lisandro Martinez and having that good relationship between Varane and Martinez at the back there and Lindelof around and signing Johnny Evans and that kind of thing, there's just no place for Eric Bailly in the squad these days. So I'm sorry to say, yes, time to move him on. And this report here from Fab says that Eric Bailly will make a decision on the next club soon, as he's set to leave Man United in the coming weeks. Al Nassr approached him, as called there by someone, Le Mecanua, whoever that is. Understand that also Fulham and Al Tittyfuck have asked for the conditions of the deal. So apparently Stevie Gerrard's interested in him as well. Al Nassr starting to help us out, starting to maybe buy some of our rejects. Firstly, they've got the reject Cristiano Ronaldo. That's right, I call him a reject. Secondly, they've got, looks like Alex Telles will be obviously an Al Nassr player. And now it looks like they're interested in bringing in Eric Bailly as well. So, very, very good stuff, guys. I mean, obviously, we have to wait and see whether or not that Telles deal is going to materialise. It was reported that, obviously, it was delayed and that it was perhaps maybe going to fall down. And the fact is, you know, it's just unlikely that they would want to pay him 7 million in the end. So apparently I had agreed verbally a deal with Alex Telles for 7 million a year, which is a ridiculous amount for a bang average player, really. 134k a week. Ridiculous amount of money. So, you know, that may fall down. I mean, there's still possibilities that they could renegotiate, or I don't know. I mean, we're waiting for confirmation on that. Bit strange. So it was reported a day or two ago that Alex Telles to Al Nassr was basically done, but then they sort of fumbled the deal over there in Saudi Arabia and decided maybe not the best place to spend that money on. But to be fair, it still may happen. £4 million up front is what Manchester United were reported to be receiving. That's chump change in terms of the transfer fee. So if they want to get a good player, decent player, certainly a good player for the Saudi Arabian League, they could do a lot worse than Alex Telles. But in regards to Bailly, yes, looks like he's going. And he does give us, you know, backup qualities, but we've got so many backup defenders at the club. I mean, Maguire's still here at this moment in time. Thank you, Luan, says Raw on the Super Chats, guys. Yeah, thank you very much for that. We got a highlighted comment from Crazy Joe Devola. Thank you, bud. 9 months a member. Come on. He says, Don Pig, great community you have. All of them are legends. Pretty long way still to be better Manchester team. Crazy Joe, are you taking the piss, my son? He's got some blue hearts in there, proper City scum vibes. I mean, you're taking the piss, lad. I mean, obviously you've done the treble last year, but as I mentioned yesterday, I don't want to get into this. This ain't about City. City are a bunch of cheating bastards who don't deserve nothing. Would be playing in the Championship if it wasn't for Sheikh Mansour, etc. The reality is they're cheats. They will hopefully be punished. Manchester is definitely red. We've got 13 Premier League titles. You've got a couple. You've got 1 Champions League title. We've got 3. You know, do one. Do one. I'm not even entertaining that debate today, mate. City are scum. But you are right, we have got a lot of great legends in here in this community. Absolutely spot on. Thank you so much for that lovely comment and being a member for 9 months, even though it turns out you're a City scumbag. Guys, we've got a cool picture here, guys. A cool picture's just come out. Let me get this up on the screen. Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? Onana, what's my name? What's my name? What's my name? Onana, what's my name? Onana. Sorry, guys. Let's get this up on the screen, though. I've got to show you. It's just come out. Thank you, Rushminer, for sending me this, as this has just broken on social media. So, very quickly, let's just have a look at this picture, guys. Boom. Oh, there it is right there. Andre Onana with the squad. Get in there, my son. He has reunited, and it feels so good. Well, not reunited, but he's united with the United squad there. And there he is being pictured, guys, with the squad. Happy days, folks. Come on. Andre Onana has joined up with the Manchester United players over there in America, and that is him there chilling. Great news. Look at that. All right, anyway. Back into the United news, back into this whole talk we're having about players going. So it looks like we're doing serious business for players going at the moment. Anthony Elanga is looking like he's going on a permanent deal to Forest. They've also put a bid in for Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson could be going on a permanent deal, but they've understandably put a loan offer in at this moment in time. Bailly, as reported by Fab there an hour ago, will decide his future and make a decision on his next team with a couple of clubs interested in him, Saudi Arabian clubs, etc. I mean, to be fair to Eric Bailly, good luck to him. I don't necessarily think it's his fault why it's not worked out for him at this club. I actually do think fundamentally he's quite a good defender. He's got the right sort of attributes to be a good limited defender. And, you know, who could ever forget that legendary clip of him and Zlatan Ibrahimovic at the end of the Europa League final on the sidelines, injured lads together, and Jose Mourinho goes up and gives them a cuddle each, and then after Jose's turned his back, Eric Bailly goes, fuck off, Jose, or whatever he does. Smash a one if you remember that clip. There's just something about that clip. I love that clip. Every couple of months I'll go and look at that clip and it will fill me with a sense of joy. Don't know why, but Eric Bailly, that's probably his best contribution to Manchester United, to be fair, is that legendary clip. And Zlatan's face. Anyway, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So there you go. So there is Andre Onana pictured at the club. The scenes, it's just legendary stuff. Slags off Jose Mourinho behind his back. Brilliant. Obviously, bit of banter there. Okay, Maguire, guys. You want to know about... Oh, no, that's a different type of slag. Slaggy slab. That's a different type of slaggy slab. This is what... this is what I wanted to get up on the screen. Where is it? Hang on, have I lost it? I think I might have lost it, guys. Shit. Anyway, hey, we've got 5 new members from the channel. Let's celebrate Crazy Joe Devola, who's given us 5 members on the channel, while I go and find this Maguire information, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Get in there. Thank you, Crazy Joe Devola, for gifting us out 5 memberships, you absolute legend. Come on, everyone, get some mad love in the live chat there for Crazy Joe Devola. He has just made 5 members on the channel. Very, very, very kind of you, my friend. Very, very nice of you, and I really do appreciate that. Go on, my son. Thank you so much, dude. Crazy Joe, everybody doing absolute massive things there. Thank you, bud. Thank you very much indeed for the mad support there, dude. Guys, let's get that up on the screen. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much, Crazy Joe. 5 memberships on the channel. That's absolutely massive. Much love to you, bro. Get your Phil Jones emojis in there to celebrate Crazy Joe's craziness there. That's very, very kind. Get in there, especially for a City scumbag, lad. That's beautiful. He's given it to the Mooch Baby, Dancing with the Devil, Bruce McIntosh, Matty Pickett, and also William Davis. Great stuff. Welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you once again massively to Crazy Joe Davola for doing those bits there in the live chat, mate. That's very kind. 5 new members courtesy of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. Also, uno momento, por favor. We need to show you this. We need to show you this, guys. There it is. Maguire. So, this is the latest on Slabbo Maguire. Ten Hag's been quoted as talking about Slabby Maguire here. And he said this. We respect Harry Maguire. This is while he's on tour. He's very important for this squad, for this team, and you know, in his role as centre-back. We have 4 centre-backs. I talked about consistency. We know we can't do it with 11 players, and so I'm happy. We have 4 very good centre-backs. To be fair, this is just words from Erik ten Hag. This doesn't mean anything. Obviously, he's just saying the right things. Of course, he's not going to say, yeah, we signed Johnny Evans now. He's going to be the replacement for the Slab, and we're desperately working on getting rid of that slabby melt. Of course, he's not going to say that. He's going to big up his man who, and he is right, he's got a decent player there as an option. We don't want a backup player on 200 grand a week, though, so you best believe Manchester United are trying to get rid of Harry Maguire if we can, if there's an offer that's going to come in for him. Of course we will. So he is now 4th or 5th choice centre-back at Manchester United. Ten Hag's right. We've got a lot of good options and a lot of good choices there for centre-back, and Maguire's right down the pecking order. So very diplomatic there, indeed, from Harry Maguire. Very diplomatic from Ten Hag, I should say, in regards to Harry Maguire. And it doesn't mean anything. He's not going to remain too long, I don't think, at this football club. It does depend on him. He gets big money at Manchester United. He probably won't be able to get that elsewhere. And also, you've got to hope that there's a club that's mad enough to go and want to get him. So there's some reports that there's some teams interested, but we'll wait and see on that one. So I wouldn't read too much into these quotes from Erik ten Hag if I were you guys. It's just him saying the right things and being the diplomat and obviously taking his stance as the manager and being professional. That's all he can do. Plus, there is the outcome, like I say, that we might get stuck with Harry Maguire come the end of this transfer window. And we don't want a player here who's just completely thrown on the scrap heap. Ten Hag wants to keep him as an option. Ten Hag's not paying him the money out of his back pocket. He will know that he can probably better utilise that couple of £100,000 a week elsewhere, and we can generate cash and put that towards a good striker or two if we can sell him. But we may well get stuck with him because ultimately he has a contract at Man United, and it's also on Slabby Maguire whether or not he wants to go. So he may well want to try and fight for his place in the team. He's onto a winner here at United. He's such a gash player, but he's getting paid like world-class money. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get stuck with him. Let's ask the live chat then, lads and lasses. Do you think we're stuck with Harry Maguire, or do you think he'll go? Put a stuck in the chat or put a go in the chat if you think we're stuck or you think he will go. Thank you very much for the super chat here to Rugmuncher007. He's got a ha super sticker in there. Thank you so much, bro. Get in there. Nice one, Rugmuncher007, lad. Appreciate that. That sounds like a bad, like porno parody of a James Bond film or something. Rugmuncher007, do you know what I mean? Rugmuncher, da-da-da. He's the man. The man. Anyway, I won't continue that song, but you know what I mean? It does sound like a bad porno parody, that one. The Biscuit Bandit, thank you so much for your £5 super chat as well, lad. Come on, get in there. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much. He says, white chocolate Maltesers back or chocolate chip biscuits? Dude, what's the matter with you, mate? You've got some sort of serious obsession with finding out my preferences for snacks. I don't understand. We're doing a Manchester United news show here, Biscuit Bandit, lad. I appreciate the fiver. I appreciate the question. I mean, I will answer your question, but wind your neck in, son. You know what I mean? White chocolate Maltesers back or chocolate chip. I've never had a white chocolate Malteser, lad. Chocolate chip biscuits are pretty epic, though, aren't they? If you get the right ones. I'm not talking about those supermarket Maryland, whatever the hell they are, hard as a rock ones, although they're all right with a cup of tea. I'm talking about those gooey, chalky chip cookies you get, you know what I mean? Like Subway cookies or something. Those are the daddy. So I'll go for those. But you know what? Sort yourself out, Biscuit Bandit, lad. You got issues. You got issues. Thank you very much, though, for your super chat, mate. Fat Chinese Gaming, welcome in the stream. He says, hi there. Also for Harry Maguire, who is going to want to have him in his team? Leicester, maybe? I think Leicester would definitely want him, but obviously they're championship guff these days. Who's going to want him in their team? Very good question. I could see Everton wanting him. I could see West Ham wanting him. I could see most of the lower Premier League sides to mid-table sides wanting him. Harry Maguire's an England international. He's 30. He's in his sort of prime years as an experienced centre-back with a good couple left. For the right side, fundamentally, he would be quite a decent signing for most of these teams in the league because, as I say, he is an England international. He is good playing out from the back. He is a big unit. He does have a big slab on him that he can head the ball away with. Problems are, the negatives are, he's slow as a bloody snail. He's on a huge amount of money. His confidence is absolutely terrible. You know, it's not all positives, but he is obviously a decent player for the right sort of team. I think there would be a whole host of clubs interested in Maguire if he wasn't on such big money at United. That's what's going to put a lot of these teams off. If he was on 100 grand a week, you would already see lots of bids coming in for Harry Maguire. But because of the money that he's on, they know that they're going to have to pay like well over the odds for a bang average gash-tastic slab of a melt of a breeze block of a complete stone pillar of an Easter Island head player, which means that, you know, they're just less likely to want to go and bid for the guy because not only are going to have to pay money up front, 25 million, 30 million pounds, but they're also going to have to pay this guy a couple £100,000 a week just to convince him to go to them. So we're almost stuck with the guy. Johnny thinks we're stuck with him. Badder says he's going to go. Gone, says John O'Connor. Go, says McKay. Stuck, says Batman Nightfall. I think we're stuck with a guy. Exactly, Primot. Nobody's going to want to pay that amount of money to the guy. It's very unrealistic. We're stuck in the mud with that absolute slab of a man. You know, Stuck, says Must Play. Nottingham are going to bid. I don't know. I mean, they're bidding for Anthony Elanga. From that point of view, it's a good deal for them. They're getting a decent player who can develop and progress and actually get better in the future and is young and has potential. And also he's on very little money per week compared to people like Harry Maguire. So I'm not so sure if you're going to see bids for Harry Maguire, but I hope so. I mean, Arsenal for Life actually makes a good point here. He says sell him to Saudi Arabia. I mean, if anybody's going to perhaps pay the sort of money that Manchester United pay the guy, then I suppose it would be a Saudi team because they're prepared to even pay more to players like Alex Tellers than what we paid them. So we reportedly were paying Alex Tellers 100 grand a week, and there's bids going in for 134 grand a week for players like Alex Tellers, which they might actually not do in the end. But still, you know, they're paying crazy money to players, aren't they? Benzema, 200 million a year and stuff like that. If anybody's going to pay the slab money, I suppose it could be a Saudi Arabian team. Thank you, Boomhauer. He says, hit the like button, fellow piglets. Yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you continue to hit that thumbs up button. Every little like helps with this stream. That's all we ask is a cheeky thumbs up. And share it around. We've got 116 likes at the moment and 232 watching. That is exactly half the live chat of Smash the Likes. Keep dropping the thumbs up. Yeah, Boomy, the Tellers deal. I mean, it's definitely not dead in the water, as I mentioned. So Harry Maguire, at the moment, no bids for him. There's we're working on Tellers' sale to Al Nassr. We're working on Eric Bailly out of the football club. We're working on Henderson, potentially maybe going to Nottingham Forest. We're working on Anthony Elanga, which looks like the closest reality to being a full sale very soon for decent money. So Tellez is just another one of those. I mean, I would imagine for the 4 million quid that they'd be paying up front, they would want to get that deal done. It's a good player for that standard of league over there. It's a good addition to their side. It's just the money, obviously, they'd be paying him weekly seems a heck of a lot of money. Jarvis Cocker, a legend, has entered. How you doing, Jarvis? Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Good to see you, boss. Get in there, you beautiful man. We've also got Dynamic Melon in the live chat with his highlighted comment. Thank you very much for getting your highlighted comment in. He says, can you congratulate me for playing as United in eFootball Mobile and beating City 5-0? I'm blessed to be part of the Flying Pig United community. Dynamic Melon, get a life, mate. I'm joking. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations, mate, on that absolutely meaningless virtual experience that you've gone through. No, get in there, you beautiful man. Congratulations, dude. Thank you very much for being a member and getting your highlight comment in there. Smash those City scummers up, lad. Rug Muncher 007 with another super chat here. Thank you very much. He says, I put down a patio yesterday using Maguire slabs, so we're stuck with him. Oh, why did you do that, mate? That's a big shame. That's a heck of a lot of money and expense you've gone through, just to line the outside of your caravan there, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm joking. Rug Muncher 007, get in there, you beautiful man. Thank you very much for that as well. Right, okay, so let's get on with the rest of the news then, folks. We have got plenty to discuss here, but, you know, Maguire's future is obviously up in the air. We may be stuck with him a bit longer. Ten Hag said these quotes over there on the US tour because he's playing the diplomat. Don't read too much into that. It's very, very much the case of he's an asset to this team at the moment that we're stuck with, and Ten Hag doesn't want to throw him on the scrap heap. And if we start the season, we may well need him if he stays. And he may well be staying because he's going to be hard to sell because of his wages and because of his fee. And because of what he wants to do, he could just outright want to stay at Manchester United, collect that couple of £100,000 a week, and we're stuck with him. Another Phil Jones situation. So we'll wait and see what happens there. We can just dream and hope that an offer comes in for another club, but it might not happen, folks. It might not happen. Okay then, so on to the next piece of news. We are doing bits though in terms of getting rid of players at the moment. It seems like we've just spent the first half an hour of this video talking about players out, which is strange because usually we don't do much business at all. Seems like Ten Hag's trying to get a clear out of the squad this summer, and that's great news. Now let's get on with players that we're looking at and talking about still as maybe signings that we could go and get. United and the Amrabat situation's hotting up a little bit. So latest reports on Amrabat from Italy, Gazzetta in Italy reporting that Man United are the most determined team for Sofyan Amrabat, and parties want to resolve his situation by Monday. He would be interested in joining United. So their manager is basically wanting to try and get this situation resolved as soon as possible because it's understood that Amrabat sort of had his head turned and he may not be the most focused player at this moment in time. So they would kind of be keen to get him gone sooner rather than later if they can do and generate the cash and then reinvest it. There's also teams from Saudi Arabia that are interested in him. So, but it's understood that Amrabat's not so keen on that move and he would much rather go and play for a team like Manchester United. We've got some quotes via Fabrizio Romano from the Fiorentina CEO Baroni on reports of a bid from Man United for Amrabat, and he said this was last night though, but he said, "We have not received any proposal for Sofyan. I told him to stay and focus on the club. Man United are focused on the Højlund deal, as new midfielder will be discussed later. Amrabat's in the list." So seemingly, we are obviously looking at this guy. There's nothing really too concrete about us trying to sign him, although there definitely were some reports that, Manchester United had tabled a bid as well, and that it was around about 15 to 20 million pounds, and that there was also a bid from, I think it was Al Nassr again over in or maybe it was Al Hilal over in Saudi Arabia, who had put a bid in for him as well, but reports were that he wasn't super interested in that deal. And the latest reports are Manchester United have been speaking to Sofyan Amrabat's representatives, and we are trying to sort of thrash out some sort of an agreement there, and we may well be going in to lodge a proper bid very, very soon to Fiorentina to bring this guy in. So there's a bit there to be happy about in regards to Amrabat. Obviously, very good player. And as we went into some of his statistics yesterday, a great passer of the football in terms of forward passes, long passes, going forward last season in Serie A. Doing absolute bits. So just some passing stats here. He completed 9.77 long passes per game in Serie A last season, ranking him in the top 1% of midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. So somebody that can definitely spread the play, somebody that probably fit in well to Ten Hag's new style that we're going to be trying to get towards, obviously, at Manchester United, with players like McTominay and Fred hopefully going very, very soon. So we are working on Amrabat, but it's not too advanced at the moment, as per those quotes from from their CEO. But here is another bit of information here. The feeling now of Fiorentina's officers is that United will launch a decisive bid for Sofyan Amrabat over the weekend. Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano even wants Amrabat to join United by Sunday, as he's unfocused. So as I say, there is a sense that there's a lack of focus from Amrabat, and that Fiorentina would actually be quite happy to try and get a deal done sooner rather than later for the guy, just because, he's not the most focused player at this moment in time. So if they are going to lose out to him, they would want him to go reasonably soon. So that's the latest on Sofyan Amrabat, guys. Pretty good news, I suppose, is that we are still trying and working on him, and he's on the list, as Fabrizio Romano reported there. He's on the list, and he's somebody that we're looking at. Thank you, Rushbana. Let's have a look at this. Brilliant stuff. So we'll shelve the Amrabat stuff for a second, and we'll get back onto that in a minute. But we do have another bit of information about Alex Telles, who we were just talking about a moment ago. Okay, great stuff, guys. Great stuff. So here you go, guys. This is just a bit more info on Alex Telles, guys. 2 seconds. Let me get this up on screen for you guys so I can share it with you. Okay, so Alex Telles to Al Nassr, guys. We've got more information coming on that just during this live show as well. We were talking about that a minute ago, as it's still being alive, obviously. And the situation there is looking like this. Man United hope to get all documents signed for Alex Telles by the end of the week after verbal agreement reached with Al Nassr on Wednesday. Man United and Al Nassr will also discuss Eric Bailly's potential transfer. Fulham and Al Titifuk are also keen. So, you know, you've got to obviously be happy about that, guys. It looks like we're getting rid of a couple of players there, a couple of hangers-on, a couple of melters. Both the players who were out on loan last season, Eric Bailly and Alex Telles, targets for Saudi Arabian teams, and we're talking to them about Eric Bailly at the same time. So, yeah, there were some reports, obviously, yesterday that it would slow down there with Al Nassr. As we mentioned, there was never any doubt that they were still interested in him, maybe that they would just come to the realization that they had negotiated a very high wages amount for him, but essentially they're still obviously trying to get that deal done, and Man United hope to get all the documents signed for Telles by the end of the week. Doesn't mean that it will finish, though. Doesn't mean that it will complete, but that's good news anyway, that this deal is still very much alive, guys. Happy days. Get in there, my son. That's absolutely beautiful. Good update there on Telles. The Telles sale would be enough for Suzuki, says Templar Priest. Most definitely, yeah. Suzuki we could probably get for around about £5 million, as per reports, and Telles is just somebody to get off the books. You know, he's on 100k a week at Manchester United, and he's a bang average player who's just not really going to feature too much for us ever if he was in the squad. We've got Malacia, we've got Luke Shaw. So, yes, definitely get rid of Telles. That's good news if we can sell him. And Eric Bailly too. Mike Hill's become a member of the channel, mate. Get in there. Can we celebrate Mike Hill? He's been getting in with the streams daily recently. Thank you for getting in on the shows, mate. And thank you so much for becoming a member of this channel and supporting the channel, mate. That's beautiful, lads. All the channel members in the chat, get your favourite channel member emoji to welcome in Mike Hill, who has become a member of the channel. What an absolute Don Dada. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you very much, Mike Hill. It's good to have you on board the Bacon Express, lad. Eddie, good to see you also, mate. He says, greetings, Piggo. All dropping in a like. Glazes out, Amrabat in. Thank you so much, Eddie's Football Waffle as well, bro. Guys, smash that like button like Eddie says. Vooty says we've got 137 likes. Thank you so much, very much indeed there. For everyone who's hit the like button, much love. Super chat from Matt Gwynner. Thank you so much. He says, Pig, we're getting fighters. Whatever people say about Mount, we know he will get stuck in. Same with Amrabat and Onana. Yeah, very much so. Very much the case. We're getting rid of some of the melters in the side, and we're hopefully getting some warriors, some players who will, like you say, fight for Manchester United. And plus, I believe that a lot of these players we're signing, they're technical players. You know, whereas we've got some players who, you know, like McTominay and stuff, who can't even pass the football. So getting a player like Amrabat in, who is known for his passing abilities and his technique, is something that we need to be working towards, obviously. So we're not just getting the right mentality players, but also the players with the right attributes that Ten Hag wants. So he signed Mason Mount for a very good reason, because he's obviously a technical, industrious sort of a player, and he's got the right mentality, like you say. Me, personally, I'm not going to pretend that I'm crazy about Mason Mount. I think he's a bit overrated, but Ten Hag wants it, and I'm happy that Ten Hag's got his guy, and that's good enough for me. I'm fully behind what Ten Hag's trying to do at this football club. Same goes for the goalkeeper situation, you know, because he's got somebody that he wants that's going to play the style that he wants to play and can play that style much better. So it's definitely going to be harder for opposition teams, I think, to get the better of us with Onana at the back there. And it's just going to help us going forward as well. He's the sort of goalie, you might get a couple of assists from him in the season. His distribution's good, his short passing's great, his long passing's great, sweeping up, claiming crosses from you know, wide, very, very good. All that sort of stuff. He should be having a better command of the area for us. So he's somebody that Ten Hag wants in terms of his style. So I'm all for it, peeps. Definitely. Thank you, Matty Gwinnett, for that super chat there. I hope you're having a great day, lad. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay then, so guys, let's crack on back. So thank you for that update there on Alex Telles there, Rushmana. Let's get back on just to clarify the Amrabat situation. So we are expecting a bid for Amrabat in the coming few days, folks. It's quite realistic. Man United will go in for him and try and bid and get him if we haven't already had the dialogue with Fiorentina. So good stuff there. And in regards to Højlund, so the Højlund situation, much the same, really. Manchester United expected to bid for him, as we've heard from Fabrizio Romano there when he talked about, Man United's focus at the moment. He said this: Fiorentina CEO Baroni on reports on the bid from Manchester United for Amrabat. We have not received any proposal for Sofian. I told him to stay focused on our club. And Fab said that Man United are focused on Højlund deal, as a new midfielder will be discussed later. Oh, guys, we have got... Goodness me, thank you so much, mate. Wow, Zarinios. Dudes, come on. What an absolute legend. Dude, thank you so much. Night Whisper. Wowzers. 10 new members on the channel. Holy shit, the Bedved Pavel Nedved. We've got 10 new members on the channel, mate. Thanks to Night Whisper, guys. He's gifted out 10 members. That is huge, man. Thank you so much for the raw, filthy tip there, lad. That sounded a bit messed up, didn't it? But you know what I mean. Thank you so much, bud. For the tip there, for the support on the channel. Thank you so much for being so generous there and gifting out 10 memberships on the channel. And we've got 10 new members. Boomy, Shranidi, get in there. Shane Oz as well, 13 high as fuck. Night Whisper, get in there. It does indeed. The Bacon Brigade grows. Millie away, Big T, John Layton, Wizzy Sam, Tevzus, Conroy. Guys, John Layton, Big T, Shane. Everybody here, thank you so much to Night Whisper. That is absolutely insane. That's beautiful, lad. Thank you very much, honestly, for 10 new members on the channel. That's really big. Keep the love hearts are coming there for Night Whisper, man. Super generous from the guy. Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say other than thank you very much. That is huge. That's absolutely massive. That is the Slabby Maguire size of membership gift right there, lad. Huge. Thank you very much. We've got 10 new members. So good. That's so awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave your name up on the screen there and just keep the love hearts coming in there very, very much indeed. And keep those Phil Jones emojis coming to celebrate this lad. Night Whisper, everybody. Thank you very much, you hero. Really appreciate that. Really, really do. And we'll get back into the news, but that is so generous of Night Whisper. Thank you very, very much. The Fiorentina CEO there, blah, blah, blah. Man United focused on Højlund. That's the latest. And obviously, there's some reports coming out from Italia as well that we are going to be lodging a bid very soon. So here's another report here from Alfredo Padula over in Italy that says that Man United will submit an offer for Rasmus Højlund worth around about £52 million plus add-ons very soon. And I don't really know where he's plucking that news from, to be honest. But, hey, look, it could be around about that figure. Man United supposedly had gone in earlier on in this transfer window with an initial sort of 35 million test the waters verbal sort of an offer. And it's obviously come out recently that Atalanta are looking for a heck of a lot more money for Rasmus Højlund and that they would be holding out for somewhere in the region more closer to 70 million euros, which obviously is a redonkulous amount, which he is not really worth at this moment in time, even though he's got bags of potential. But certainly it's going to be a negotiation there. We're going to obviously try and get him for somewhere in the middle of those two figures. I guess £52 million fits in that sort of region, about 60 million euros, which would probably appease Atalanta. That's huge money for a player that scored 9 Serie A goals last year. He's obviously got bags of potential. He's a great young player, which is why he's got this sort of valuation. But obviously he's not worth that money. You heard the quotes from their manager yesterday, obviously, and he was talking about wanting 80 or 90 or 100 million euros for this player. And it's pretty much beyond the realms of possibility. Gasparini causing the gasp there because it's just too much. But he's obviously just trying to set up his club in the best possible place to negotiate. And he said that he would be... he wouldn't really know for sure whether or not Højlund's going to be an Atalanta player come the start of the season. He said who knows whether or not he'll stay. It depends on what happens in the transfer window. But he says that if they do sell him, he hopes that they get 80 or 90 or 100 million euros for the guy. And that's way too much cash, obviously, for him at this moment. For the future, he may well be worth that if he develops and goes on and becomes the player that we're all hoping after we sign him. Then, yes, he could be worth that amount of money. But right now, he's probably worth around about 50 million euros. What do you think is his value at this moment in time, guys? I say 50 million euros. And then if you want to sweeten the deal a little bit more and make it somewhere closer to 52 million pounds, yeah, 10 million in add-ons, somewhere around about that. I would be quite happy to see Man United pay less up front as well. So we've still got the hope of signing somebody else and paying more down the line in terms of a structured deal, giving them big add-ons and big bonuses when he gets to 100 goals or when he gets to a certain amount of international caps or when we win the league or when we win the Champions League, and just add all these sweet add-ons on there for Atalanta to increase the likeliness of them selling to us and giving them less money up front. But it's not, I don't care about that really. It's just, it increases our chances of maybe getting another player as well. But obviously I want us to just go and get the player. Would be a fantastic addition to our football club. So let's see what the live chat think about this amount of money that we should be looking to spend on this guy and what his valuation is right now. Billy thinks he's a 45 million euro player. I know, Alex, we could have got him for less than that at one point, bud. So before he went to Dortmund, we could have absolutely had him for a heck of a lot cheaper than that. Obviously, we had to pay the agent fees and things like that. Maybe it would have taken it to somewhere in that figure. But yeah, it seems a lot less, doesn't it now? Haaland didn't want us. I actually don't think that's necessarily the case. I think there was a window of time where we could have got Haaland. Look, we don't have him now. There's no point crying over spilt milk. There's no point crying over a Ghostbusters 2 painting-looking mug, is there? But there was a time when we could have got him. When we had Ollie, when he had that Norwegian connection, when he had that Mouldy connection. We could have had him at one point. We could have paid the money and we could have paid the agent fees and we could have got him. I think that's actually false. But maybe he didn't want us because, look, his daddy's a Man City scummer and maybe he was holding out for Man City. But I still think there was a window of opportunity with Haaland where we could have got him. 40 mil, says Ezio. Haaland was around 54 million. Unproven. Yeah, to a degree, he's unproven. In the Premier League, he's unproven. What we like about him, though, is, he's got bags and heaps of potential. He's got that physicality. He's got that speed. And he's got an eye for goal. And he's getting better as he gets older. He's so young. He could certainly develop into one of the top talents in European football. But to suggest he's worth 80 million right now is just bullshit, really. He's definitely not. 55 million, that's about right, Nas, as well. I think you're about right. 45 million plus Harry Maguire. Okay, thank you for bringing up a good point there. So, it seems Man United have been desperate to try and do a deal with a player going in the opposite direction so far with negotiations to Atalanta. We've reportedly, apparently, offered Donny van der Beek in the opposite direction. We've reportedly offered Fred in the opposite direction. Maybe even Mason Greenwood and possibly Ahmad Diallo. So, it's reported that a few different players had been proposed to Atalanta in a part exchange plus cash deal and that they were not interested in that and that they're holding out for the cash. So I think we've got to just understand that they obviously are trying to get as much money as they possibly can here. They don't want one of our rejects and that they're trying to get the money. I mean, it's not to say that there still cannot be a deal done with a player in the opposite direction. They may well want somebody. I mean, you would think Atalanta, who are a good team over in Italy, you'd think that they would probably be quite keen on getting one or two of our players. Just depends on whether or not the price is right with money coming in the opposite direction as well. Neil Duffin thinks 50 million's around about right. 35 to 40, says Shrinidi, for this kid, Piggy. Great call. Do we make the same mistake with Højlund? Well, we don't want to be overpaying too much. You've always got to try and spend to speculate and accumulate and get these players in. We don't, in the same token, we don't want to miss out on this guy for the sake of a few million, and then he goes on to be one of the world's best players. Like we were just talking about, Haaland. Maybe there was a time when we had an opportunity we could have gone and got that guy, but we weren't prepared to go and spend because of the Glazer shithouses to pay the agent's fees and obviously deal with his agent at the time, rest in peace, who was a shithouse. You know what I mean? So we weren't prepared to deal with Haaland's agent at the time and pay that sort of huge fee to get him in. In hindsight, we probably should have done. Hindsight's 2020 though. And obviously right now, we don't want to make the same mistake with this guy. So, who's to say that we go, oh, you know what? They want 65 million euros in the end. That's too much. Let's move on to Kolo Muani. And then it turns out in a year or two, Højlund's like the best striker in the world. We don't want that scenario either. So sometimes you just got to take a punt. But we don't want to pay too much. I say the absolute limit is probably a combined total of 60 million euros, which is around about this report, 52 million pounds. That's around about right if you ask me, total. And that's including add-ons. So I'm saying we should pay something like 50 million euros up front, maybe with 10 million euros in add-ons. And that's the absolute maximum in terms of the negotiation for this guy. But, I'd be happy getting him in for that price because we need a goal scorer. We need a striker. We need somebody who's good now, but also is going to be getting a heck of a lot better for the future and could go on to be one of the world's best players. If we want somebody who can maybe rival that Haaland mug in a few years' time or in a year's time, in a couple of years' time, this guy's got the potential to do that. Now, in terms of prolific goal scorer, and he's not there at this moment in time, but he definitely possesses all the attributes to do so. If you saw him yesterday, he's put in a great performance, got a couple of assists and stuff. Looks like a great player, obviously, and you can't always go on the statistics. It's about his attributes as a player, what he can bring to the table, what he can bring to Ten Hag's team. Ten Hag will enjoy playing with this big, quick, physical lad up front who can press and all that sort of stuff. So it's all about what Ten Hag wants. But just on this, seeing as we're talking about that, we got some more quotes from Spurs manager here in regards to Harry Kane. And obviously, you know my thoughts on Kane. I think he's the one. I think he's the guy we should try and get. But looks like Ten Hag and Man United are obviously focused on Højlund. So this is very unrealistic. It's kind of pointless talking about it until there would be a little bit of movement from Man United here, discussions with Spurs, that kind of thing. But obviously, Kane is proven in the Premier League to score a heck of a lot of goals. He's a different sort of player. He's not quick. He's not going to be pressing, the same way. And maybe Ten Hag doesn't want him for those reasons because Ten Hag knows how he wants to play. But I still think Ten Hag can, get the best out of Harry Kane in the side and make it work if we were to get him because of all his attributes that he possesses. But this is some quotes from Postecoglou here, who says that Harry Kane deal, this is from Fab a few hours ago, just quoting the manager. Harry Kane deal, I can't be relaxed. For everyone concerned, we don't want to be doing it for too long. I don't think that it's good for anyone. But I don't want to put a deadline on it because that adds even more pressure. So, looks like their manager is saying similar sort of things to what Fiorentina was saying a little while ago, really, in that, and Atalanta, in that they don't want this to rage on all summer long because it adds a certain level of uncertainty to the situation, and obviously they want to be settled. They want to work on things. They want to have a squad ready for the start of the Premier League campaign. So who knows how long this will be? It could drag on all summer long. But if you're certainly their manager from their club's point of view, they want the money in early so they can reinvest it. They'd like to sell him sooner rather than later so they can go and buy players and reinvest it. They're not wanting to just sit around all summer and do it on the last day, a deadline day. They don't want that because then they're scratching around trying to prepare for the season, scratching around trying to find that replacement. So let's just hope that it could be done to Manchester United sooner rather than later, but it's ridiculously unlikely. In terms of a percentage of realistic possibility of it happening, I'm going to say about 20%. There's many factors as to why it's very unrealistic. Man United don't like to buy players who will probably lose in terms of an asset in a few years' time for nothing. Kane's going to be paid a lot of money every single week. He's going to cost a lot of money up front, maybe around about 100 million, and he could go in a few years' time for nothing. Man United would lose on this depreciating asset. That's one point. Another point is that Spurs are absolute tosspots to deal with. They don't really want to sell him to Manchester United, a rival either. And if they could sell him to Bayern, they would prefer to do that. And Bayern are sniffing around him, but they can provide Kane all of what he wants as well. So even in Kane's mental point of view, he might prefer to go to Germany to get trophies and score goals and play Champions League football and all that sort of stuff as well. So that's also a possibility. And Spurs are just toe rags to deal with. So there's a lot of factors as to why it's very unrealistic. I give it a 20% chance that we could even do a deal with them. Much more realistic, we're going for Højlund as well, which is what our focus is on at this moment. And if we sign Højlund, it just decreases the likelihood that we're even going to think about signing Harry Kane massively, because that'll be a heck of a lot of money we're signing on a striker. Yeah, we should get a couple of strikers. Yeah, we could generate cash by selling all the shit players in the team that we've discussed, but it still decreases the chances of us getting Harry Kane. So I really don't think we're going to get Harry Kane. It's wishful thinking, but I hope we do. I really hope we do. Another super chat here from Rug Muncher. Mate, he's going in absolutely raw. Let's get a raw emoji in the chat there. Thank you, Rug Muncher. I appreciate you. Before I read that out, let's just see the likes tally on the stream. Everyone, keep dropping the like button if you're getting in the stream. Thank you, everyone who's twatted the likes. Also, give us a retweet. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. We're going to shout everyone out before we get into the Q&A in a few minutes' time, who's tweeted us out. We've got 168 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get 200 likes on this stream, guys. Keep hitting the like button. Thank you, Rug Muncher there. He says, I think Højlund will be a good acquisition, given better service from the United midfield than that of Atalanta. says Rugmuncher007. Well, I hope you're right, bud. Yes, I mean, I hope you're right. Certainly the midfield of United does create chances for the forward players. The wide players, not so great in terms of like over the last season, creating chances for the centre forward. But, you look at players like Bruno Fernandes and the amount of chances that he creates for the players in front of him is massive. I think he led the league actually last season in terms of clear-cut chances created. So you're right there. I think he would obviously get more chances playing for Manchester United. But then again, the argument is that Serie A is not as powerful or as difficult as a league. Certainly not as physical. And, as quick tempo and that sort of kind of thing. It is a different league. Also, let's just be honest, the quality's not there in Serie A as the Premier League these days. The Premier League is the best league in the world, and Serie A has fallen off a little bit. So isn't it hypothetically easier to score goals in Serie A for Atalanta than it is to score goals for Manchester United in the league? I don't know. There's two arguments there. Like you say, he might well get great service at United, and obviously we are expected to be one of the most dominant teams in the league next season, so he should get a lot of chances, and he maybe would score more goals in the Premier League. Or the other argument is, if he's only scoring 9 goals in Serie A, maybe he would struggle in the Premier League. But I think let's ask the live chat. It's a good point you bring up, Rugbuncher. So I think if we were to sign Højlund and he was to play as our main number 9 striker in his first season in terms of league goals, we're not talking about other competitions right now, we're just talking about league goals, I actually think he could, I would expect he would be getting double the amount of goals that he got in Serie A for Manchester United. So I'm going to say 18 league goals he would score in his first season, which would be a great return for a young player in his first Premier League campaign. Let us know what you guys think. I'll ask the live chat, how many goals would Højlund score in his first Premier League campaign? Let us know your thoughts. Maybe that's a little bit wishful thinking that he would score 18 because he is young and he's only just on the back of a season scoring 9 in Serie A. But, like he's just said there, he should get good service at Manchester United if he's the focal point of our attack. I'm expecting him to get a lot of chances and to flourish. So I would hope that. 15 says Kingslayer, 7 says Must Play, 15 says Rugmuncher, 6 says Fire Up, 10 says Leanne, 14 says Billy, 15 says Stephanie, 12 says Jonathan. You know what? 15 to 20. If he was getting 12 goals, even 15, right? Even 15. In my opinion, that's actually just not good enough, guys. It's just not good enough. Like, what are we doing? If that's the case, yeah, it'd be nice to get this guy as well as another striker. But we need a striker who's getting more goals than that. I know Weghorst got 2 last season, so 15 seems bloody good. But crikey, Haaland's getting 36 for City. Kane's getting 30 for Kane. For Spurs, or maybe Kane is getting it for himself, if you know what I mean. But he's getting it for Spurs. We need somebody who could get 20 plus goals a season, really. So that's all I'm saying is that I think Højlund, though, in terms of his first season in the Premier League, let's be honest, that would be a good return, 15 to 18 goals in his first season where he's developing and adapting to the Premier League. It would be good. But obviously, we're looking for him to then next season after that get into the 20s and that kind of thing. And it's just a bit crazy for us to go and spend all that money on a player who can't even guarantee us 15 goals at this moment in time in the league. We're talking about a player who scored 9 last year and who a lot of the chat think would struggle to get more than 15. Neil says 10 to 15, but if we stop being selfish, he'd score 20. Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's a tough one to predict. There's so many factors. As I say, he could struggle in the Premier League, or he could just flourish because Man United would be dominating and creating lots of chances, and he'd be the focal point of our attack. So, I don't know. Højlund gets lots of chances to score at Atalanta, says Dutch Christ. CZ Bam, thank you for your £5 super chat here, bud. He says, call it blind faith, but I simply trust Ten Heisenberg and his judgment of Højlund and his potential. Yeah, fair play. I do too. And if you look at Højlund and what sort of a player he is, he probably would fit well in a Ten Hag system, pressing from the front and having that pace and stretching opposition defences and all the rest of it. I'm sure he would obviously give us a different sort of dynamism up the front there. And plus it gives us better abilities elsewhere at the top. It means Rashford can really knuckle down in that left wing position and not have to play so many games at the striker for us, and just gives us extra added quality up there. And we should all of a sudden have quite a lot of goals in our forward line. You would hope. But we're still fundamentally talking about a player that would maybe struggle to get half as many goals as City's main striker this coming season. So, it's good, but it ain't great. But certainly for the future, he could be very, very, very good 15 to 20 for the first year, says Dancing with the Devil, 20 to 30 year after. Well, I'd like that. I would hope that that's very, very, very much possible. Eddie's Football Waffle says 178 likes. Keep hitting the likes. Thank you very much, Eddie lad. Okay, nice one. So, you know, that's possible, guys. But Højlund, we are working on him. There is expected to be a bid coming in very, very soon for him, as is the same situation with Amrabat. So we're wishful and we're hopeful, I should say, about both of those players, guys. Get in there, my son. Right, okay, so let's just have a look at what other updates have come in here very, very quickly. Thank you, Roshmano, for sending these bits of information while we've been live. And we've got another report here that the fee for Elanga has been agreed, and also that the fullback that they're trying to sign, Onana, is set to undergo a medical, and that the Henderson talks are continuing. So a bit of Nottingham Forest news there. Elanga fee agreed, reported around about £15 million. The Athletic are reporting that Forest agree Elanga fee with Manchester United. It's expected it'll be 15 mil. So that's confirmation that's come out during this show. Thank you very, very much for that, Rushy, for sending that over. And as we've said, more confirmation has come out in this show that Man United are trying to complete the sale of Alex Telles to Al Nassr. And also we've got some quotes from Erik ten Hag that have come out in regards to Andre Onana. So on why he signed him and what sort of a player he thinks he is. So also I'll get this up in the corner a little bit bigger. This is fresh picture that's come out today, guys. Andre Onana pictured with the squad. Beautiful to see him there with the squad over in America. So he's linked up, guys. Great news there. Obviously, we'll hopefully be playing very, very soon and we get to see him. And these are the quotes that have come out from Ten Hag. In an interview with the club media, manunited.com, Ten Hag sat down and spoke about his new signing. He said, most important always for a keeper is clean sheets. And he's not doing that on his own. He said, therefore, you need a very good defensive organisation. It's quite clear, but also the capabilities of a keeper is about keeping the goal clean. So this is the first criterion of a good goalkeeper. Which I think is fair to say as well. Obviously, we want him to play out and we want him to keep hold of the ball better for us and have those distribution abilities. But it is also, you know, the main thing is for him to be a good goalkeeper. So he's right there. He says, but nowadays, football also demands good playing from the back, outplaying qualities. And that is a quality Andre has. You need both, and you need to cover both areas. So yeah, we're happy, of course. So big words there from Ten Hag on Andre Onana, and he's right, different to Ten Hag there. And he says, I think with his physical presence and also with his personality, he is keen on winning. He's so eager to win trophies, and he will help the team, and he will help the squad to get to higher levels. Get in there, my son! Let's go, guys, come on. And then he was also asked about whether or not he had a good relationship with Lisandro Martinez at Ajax, because obviously Onana had that relationship there with him in the past there playing. And he said, yeah, of course, with the centre half, it's very important, that communication. That is always very important. It's about the cooperation, the team, the keeper with his back four, the keeper with his whole team. It has to be connected. He said, so you need the social and the communication skills to get that on the highest level, on the level with the demand and the standards are very high in the Premier League, and especially with Manchester United. Get in there, Erik ten Hag. So just reassuring the fan base and reassuring us that, you know, he's got a plan here with Andre Onana. The plan is that this guy will have a great relationship with Ten Hag, great relationship with the team, and the back four. He's already got some understanding and history with Lisandro Martinez. I think it's going to be a very good sign in this one, guys. Fab's just retweeted something as well. Check this out. So Fabrizio Romano's just retweeted the tweet that he put out a little while ago about Højlund, and the tweet that he retweeted was this: understand that Man United will send the open and official proposal to Atalanta for Rasmus Højlund soon. Man United want to avoid any hijack from Paris Saint-Germain as PSG keeps speaking to players' camp. Højlund agreed terms with United. So he's just retweeted that. So that's quite interesting and means something as well. And there's a report now as well that's come out from PSG side of things that suggests this. Just in, PSG are ready to pay 60 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. Louis Campos and his agent have been discussing figures for several weeks now. So that's a source that's come out and suggested that PSG are looking to pay that sort of money as well. So Man United might have to act sooner rather than later and try and get these negotiations sped up. But Fabrizio just retweeted that news about Højlund. So hopefully there will be some movement in the coming days. Right, let's get into the live chat. Before we do that, let's just do a quick rundown of everything we've discussed in this video. So, you know, we can cover the news for everyone who's just getting in the live chat. Give us a retweet, pin to the top of the live chat. We'll shout everyone out who's retweeted the show in a minute as well. Drop a like on this video as well. But let's just give a quick rundown of what we've discussed in this vid. So from the top of the show, we were talking about Nottingham Forest having a couple of bids in for Man United players today. Breaking news earlier on, Nottingham Forest set to complete the £15 million signing of Man United winger Anthony Elanga after beating Everton and West Ham in the race to sign the Swedish international. That looks like it's all been agreed and is very much taking shape at this moment in time. So Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest is very realistic. And there's a new tweet just now as well, 1 minute ago from Fab. Let me get this up on the screen as well, guys. Just to give you clarification on the situation with Højlund here. So, 2 seconds, guys. We'll get it up on the screen. It's all kicking off today. It's all kicking off. This is the latest on Højlund from Fab today. It says this: Man United plan remains the same. Bid for Rasmus Højlund soon to avoid PSG hijack, as revealed yesterday. PSG are speaking to the players' camp. Man United agree terms with Højlund and speaking to Atalanta. So there you go. This is from 1 minute ago. Fab just giving us another cheeky update there in regards to what's happening with Højlund. So we're expected to bid very, very, very soon. Okay, quick rundown of what we've discussed then, folks. I'll pin that to the top, actually. Put that at the top of the chat there so you guys can see that if you're just getting in here. But let's cover the rest of the stuff we discussed at the start. Elanga, negotiations advancing there. That's almost done. And also they put a loan offer in for Dean Henderson. Reports earlier on that they had a cash offer for a permanent transfer for Elanga and a loan proposal for Dean Henderson as well. So big offer there. Big offers and news for offers there. And then also Eric Bailly will make a decision on his next club soon as he's set to leave Man United. It's reported that Al Nassr approached him. And also there's other clubs interested in him, including Al Tittifaq, where Steven Gerrard's at the moment, over in Saudi Arabia. So, you know, we may well be seeing the back of Eric Bailly very soon also. So there's a decision expected to be from Eric Bailly there coming soon. Ten Hag quoted as talking about Maguire, saying that, you know, we respect Maguire. He's very important for this squad, for this team, and, you know, his role as centre-back. We have 4 centre-backs. I talked about consistency. We know we can't do it with 11 players, and so I'm happy we have 4 very good centre-backs. So he's obviously being diplomatic. He's reiterating his stance that really Maguire is now just a squad player, and it's down to us receiving bids. It's down to Maguire making the decision to either stay or go, as well as whether or not he's a Man United player come the end of the window. So we'll wait and see in regards to what happens there. There's also a report that we are determined to go in for Hojlund Amrabat, and parties want to resolve the situation by Monday. He would be interested in joining United, as per reports from Italy there. And the CEO of Fiorentina has been talking and said that we have not received any proposal for Hojlund. I told him to stay and focus on the club. Man United are focused on Højlund at the moment, but there is still the reports that we are going in for Amrabat, and it's expected we will bid very, very soon if we haven't already. So we're trying to go for Hojlund Amrabat as well in the background. That's something that's happening, but there are also teams in Saudi Arabia that are interested in bringing in Hojlund Amrabat, and so therefore it's not 100%, you know, guaranteed that we'll get him, but his understanding is he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. So that's the latest on that. And then also manager quotes from Postecoglou saying that Harry Kane deal, I can't be relaxed. For everyone concerned, we don't want to be doing it for too long. I don't think that's good for anyone, but he also doesn't want to put a deadline on it because it adds extra pressure. So just some comments there from their manager saying that, you know, they want obviously to try and get that deal soon out of the football club if they can, because obviously then they'll be able to work on bringing other players in and they'll be more settled and be capable of maybe signing a decent replacement in time for the start of the new season. So that's good stuff. Right then, so, okay, that's basically all the news, folks. That's basically all the updates. Great stuff. Great show today with all the chat. I'm going to get into the Q&A now, you legends, for a good 5-10 minutes. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Once again, thank you very much to Night Whisper for gifting out those memberships. Thank you to Crazy Joe for gifting out the memberships, and everyone who's got in the live chat as well. Bunch of legends. And everyone who smashed the like button. Have we got 200 yet? If not, hit the likes. Just before I get into the Q&A, time to go over to Twitter and shout out every one of you legends that has retweeted this channel and this stream. We've got 12 retweets on this show this afternoon. Thank you, guys and girls. Let's go and see who's retweeted us. Thank you, everyone. So 12 retweets are from Feline Fur, Aaron Homeyard, Transfers _UTD, Sin Games, J United and Gaming, Rug Muncher 007 as well, BMZR, that always makes me laugh, that name, Kieran Watts, John Boy Cat, Boomy, Man United Pubs, and also Luan France. Thank you very much, guys and girls, there for giving us the retweet. Much love. I appreciate it big time. Okay, Q&A time. Thanks, everyone, for getting in. Hello to Ella. Absolutely. Hi to Ella there. Thank you, Rushmano. Says smash the like for the pig. It helps the channel. Nice one. Mikey says, Pig, who is your local team, if any? If so, do you keep an eye on their progress? My local team is Poole Town, up the Dolphins. But no, I don't really keep an eye on their progress, to be fair, lad. Not at all. I mean, my local Premier League team is Bournemouth, but, you know, I'm not from Bournemouth myself. I'm from like 10 miles out of Bournemouth, so I've never really, you know, had an affinity with Bournemouth, but they are the closest team to me. Beyond that, it's Southampton, you know, but yeah, fuck those guys. I'm obviously a Man United fan, but yeah, up the Dolphins, absolutely, up the Dolphins. Mikey says, I've been to Poole, wonderful place, mate. You know, it's all right. It's got lovely beaches. The actual town centre's filth these days, mate. You know, but it's actually, yeah, it's not too bad, mate. It's not too bad. Templar Priest says, I give up. What are you giving up there? Giving up smoking for Lent, lad? What's up? Now's the Q&A time, lad. If you want to get your comments read out, now's the time. Sorry if you've been frustrated not getting your comments read out, but I am now getting into the chat and doing it. So get your thoughts in. Will a club come in for Maguire and McTominay? McTominay more likely. He's on less money. He's cost less money. He's better and younger, maybe, arguably. And if you look at somebody like David Moyes at West Ham, with his Scottish connection, he would quite possibly want him to replace the likes of, you know, Declan Rice, who's just gone. So he's more likely to go somewhere. Mikey says, I'm from Luton. Paul's lovely in comparison. Yeah, fair enough. Can't argue with that. Rushy says, expect a formal offer for Højlund to go in after Henderson is sold. That would be lovely. Pig, do you have a controversial football opinion others frown upon? I'll give you mine. Edward van der Sar was United's best keeper ever, not Schmeichel. Wow, fair play to you, Billy. I'm just trying to think, really. Just trying to think. I guess, you know, one of my controversial football opinions at this moment, you know, which is quite topical, is that I think Mason Mount's pretty gash. You know, that's, you know, that is kind of controversial. Everybody obviously trying to big him up, and Ten Hag's just paid 60 million for the guy. I don't see it myself, but listen, I hope I'm wrong. But I mean, that's kind of controversial. I'm just trying to think. I can't really think off the top of my head. I'm sure I have got plenty, but I'm just struggling to think off the top of my head. Big up RJ. Neil says, no marquee signings, no overpaid pension prima donnas. Ten Hag building something special. Go on, my son. That's what we need. Get rid of some of the overpaid melters. Bring in a bunch of warriors and battlers. Oh, you're from the Isle of Wight. Not too far away then, Rugmuncher. I mean, I was actually looking at houses in Isle of Wight recently, man, because it's a lot cheaper than where I live. And obviously, you know, with my situation, guys, at some point soon, I'm probably going to have to move house. And because my mum passed away recently, and obviously going to be having you know, splitting the house with my brother and sister and stuff, more than likely. So I'm not going to be able to buy anywhere around here, realistically. So I'm thinking about going to the Isle of Wight, mate, because it's a lot cheaper than here, and it's not that far away from here. So if I wanted to still come back here, I still could. But the Isle of Wight, it's a lot cheaper because I guess there's not that many jobs there, and people have to like commute over on the ferry and go to places to work and stuff. So therefore the property price is just not as in demand as other places. But if you've got a job online like me, that is not a bad place to live, is it? Anyway, Spain's also on the agenda as well, John Boy Cat. I am looking at that. Spain, you get a lot of good value for money over in Spain as well. So, you know, Spain might be on the agenda also, lad. Billy says, Pig, has there ever been a bigger disappointment than Martial? All the talent, but he's made of glass. Yeah, there has been a lot of bigger disappointments than Martial. Paul Pogba cost 85 mil. That twat was fucking useless. Slabby Maguire cost 80 million. That prat. What a melter. You know, Alexis Sanchez. I was expecting us to get an absolute game changer when we signed Alexis Sanchez. I mean, when we signed Martial, I was always kind of like, meh. Who is this guy? You know, he's not going to do all that. And it turns out I was right. But when we signed Alexis Sanchez, I genuinely thought we were getting a fantastic player. I genuinely thought we were getting somebody who could be a match winner for United. If you look at what he did at Arsenal, I was expecting him to go on and do amazing things. And it turned out he was just there for the money and a complete scumbag. Schmeichel's the best. He won the treble. Van der Sar only did the double. So, yeah. Schmeichel's the best for me. I think he's the best keeper I've seen actually play for United, certainly. One of the best keepers of all time. I mean, he won the European Championships with Denmark in 1992 and was a big part of that. Obviously, the Laudrups and stuff as well. But certainly, Schmeichel was a brick wall. Next level goalkeeper, definitely. Spain's good, says must play. Isla White's beautiful, says Johnny. You get ill in Spain, says you are. Not necessarily, lad. Why is that then? Sent you a photo on Facebook some time ago, but you haven't watched it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't checked Facebook for months, mate, to be honest, Beata. Sorry, lad. I'll try and get on that soon, though. Alex Core says Van der Beek. Don't see the new striker scoring lots of goals. Too much selfish players in the team. Maybe, but, you know, Ten Hag's the coach. It's on him to coach the team to feed the striker. Hopefully we'll be doing that to a better standard soon. Blind was also bad, but not in the same category. Do you think Blind was bad? I kind of think Blind's one of those players that, in a way, we didn't really have to get rid of. He was all right. He was versatile. He could play DM, left back, centre back. He was actually an all right sort of a player. He could pass the ball around really well. I didn't mind him. Don't look at Burnley. I'm not going to look at Burnley Rush Mono. But I am also looking at up north as well, because it is also cheaper in, you know, certain areas anyway. But yeah, you've a spare room, pig owned bathroom, Ruby even has a corner for streaming from. Well, that sounds interesting, Bell691. Surely my late night streams would piss you off, lad. Gungshi liked Blind as well. Yeah, Dancing with the Devil says Blind was a top player. Do your homework, and if moving abroad, Spain is not cheap. Krakow in Poland is brilliant. Well, I do this. So I do this. This is what I do for a living. Luckily, you know, obviously I'm trying to grow it and actually make a decent living out of it. But at the moment it's sustaining me and I can't really ask for much more than that. So it is, I'm very lucky to do this as a job. And the only way I can do it as a job is because of you legends. Like I've got a bunch of members on this channel who pay for, you know, starting from $1.99 a month to be a member, which just keeps the wolf from the door. And then obviously I've got a lot of generous people in the chat who want to support the channel and stuff. So, you know, I do this as a living just about. And obviously if I was going to move abroad or something, I'd probably get like a little part-time job just to make sure that, you know, I'm not going to melt at some point. And, you know, and just to make sure, guarantee I've got earnings coming in. So yeah, no, I could go and work anywhere pretty much. I could go anywhere. You thought Angel Di Maria was the worst United signing. I mean, at the time, he was going to be good as well. He was disappointed. He didn't want to stay, and he left. Did get his house robbed and stuff, though. Blind and Herrera were definitely steady players who were missed years later, 100%. Yeah, maybe could move to Simru, Gungshi. Wales is most definitely a bit cheaper as well. Yeah, there's some really nice places in Wales you can go and get as well. That's very true. Zayn Miyassi. What's going on, mate? Thank you, Zamiassi, for the $2.99 super chat. Super sticker of a pair. It's a thumbs up. Yes, do as Zamiassi says there and give us a thumbs up on the video. Drop a like on this video if you haven't done so. That'd be awesome of you. Thank you so much, Zamiassi. How you doing today, Zane? Appreciate that one, my man. And we've got 200 likes, guys. Get in. We've smashed 200 likes on the stream. Break out the red panties. Patricio, if I could only choose one, it'd be Schmeichel. It would be Schmeichel. Never tried it, Randon Lewis. Probably should. That'd be awesome, Massey, mate. Imagine moving to Spain and opening up a bar, having United bar on there, mate. That's actually, you've just given me a great idea, lad. Flying Pigs United bar. Flying Pigs bar. How great would that be in the sun somewhere? People could come and visit from all over. I could have a streaming set up, and then also, you know, we could have like a glass back showing all the people in the bar watching the games. Yeah, and then I'm in front of that in my own little soundproof studio, mate. That'd be sick. That would actually be so good, man. The worst player in the club history, Massimo Taibbi. Well, he was absolutely guff. I will be on tonight around about 9:30 or 10. The visa's impossible for you. Ah, fair enough, yeah, fair enough. Piggy bar, cool. It would be pretty sweet, actually. The fluffy flamingo would be awesome, Primot. Yes, mate. Dancing girls. Do it in Tenerife, set up a United fan club. That could be cool, Ryan, yeah. I don't know, Tenerife, though, you know, it's a little bit headbangery, isn't it, mate? Live games would be amazing, Massey. That would be Mince as the hoop man. It would be pretty awesome, though. It's actually pretty cool, man, and it's an idea for a business as well. It's actually a pretty good idea. I like it. I like it. But it would take a lot in order to actually do that. It would take a heck of a lot of money and also, like, red tape and all that. I don't even know the logistics of having a business in Spain and all that. It'd be a fucking nightmare, probably. But there you go. But it's an idea, though. It's a dream. Hey, Zamiassi, thanks for another super chat. Dude, he's going in raw, man. Thank you, Zane. He says, Piggy, if you had the choice, would you stay for a week only with Maguire on the island from Lost, Pandora from Avatar, or Middle-earth from Lord of the Rings? You what? What the fuck, mate? Dude, Samiasi, you crack me up, bro. You crack me up. What are you talking about, mate? Would I stay for a week with Maguire on one of these places, either the island from Lost, Pandora from Avatar, or Middle-earth from The Lord of the Rings? You are on some good shit today, lad. I'm all for it, though. Definitely not the Pandora one. Never seen it. Not interested in that guff. To be fair, screw that. The island from Lost, that's freaky, mate. Who needs that, to be fair? That's guff, mate. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a nice place and all that. It's in the middle of nowhere. Not much in the way of entertainment or anything. And then you got, like, this black smoke flying around and shit trying to get you and all that. And, like, weird stuff happening. And, you know, I don't need that, mate. That sounds trippy. I mean, reluctantly, it would be Middle-earth. It'd be Middle-earth from The Lord of the Rings. You know, go and chill out in a little hobbit house. I'd go and stay in a hobbit house. Because that way, I'd go and stay in Bilbo Baggins' gaff, right? That way, Harry Maguire wouldn't be able to come in with me. He'd have to sit outside, like in the swamp, kind of like Shrek or something. He wouldn't be able to come in there with me. At least I'd get a little bit of solace and refuge from the guy, who no doubt would be an annoying bastard to go on holiday with. So I would be doing that, because he wouldn't be able to come in the hobbit house, obviously, because his cranium wouldn't fit through the door. So that's what I'd do. I'd go to Middle-earth, and I'd hang out in Bilbo's gaff, mate. Fucking hell, Samiasi, lad. Oh my god. Harry Feet Maguire would suit the Shire, says Billy. You're going with Wilson from Castaway. Oh, Zane's batshit bonkers, says Nick Stevenson. Eddie's loving it. Take him to Easter Island, says Fire Up. Yeah, Easter Island to see the ancestors, mate. One chin to rule them all. There's weed in Middle-earth, says McKay Kramer. A full football bar anywhere would work anywhere in the world apart from in Arsenal. Do you know there's no place called Arsenal, Templar? He's right. Fair play to you, though. Dang pig, says Raja. Absolutely. Zane has a great imagination. Piggy, have some respect. You only talk when I tell you. You can talk now. Thank you, Boomy. I appreciate that. Thanks for the permission. Wilson! A beach hut in Thailand. Looney livestream. Should move to Manchester, says Batman Night Fan. It's not a terrible idea, Batman Night Fan. I mean, property-wise, it's a bit cheaper, obviously. And also, it would put me right there in the you know, if I'm taking this channel seriously, it put me right there in the epicenter, mate. It's actually a pretty good idea, lad. You never know. I don't know what I'm going to do in my life, mate, to be honest. I really don't. I'm in the next 6 months, or just about working out what the fuck to do in my life, bud. Why didn't Everton want Elanga pick, says Raja? They did, I think. I think that they just weren't prepared to spend the money that Nottingham Forest were, so we've ended up doing the deal with them. Eric Bailly maybe to Al Titty fuck. Yeah, definitely, RJ. It's on the cards. Stevie Gerrard's interested in getting him there, Al Titty fuck, lad. I'd be mobbed outside the grind, says you are. I don't know about that, lad. Pig, would you rather go on holiday with Chelsea fans or Arsenal fans? I'd just rather not go on holiday, mate, to be honest. I mean, I guess Arsenal fans, just so I could, you know, banter them a little bit. You know, like Zayn Miasi's an Arsenal fan. He'd be quite a laugh to go on holiday with, because you just end up, like, smoking PCP and go into Trip Out City. You know what I mean? Because obviously that's where he lives, in Trip Out City with his opium pipe. Piggy in a grass skirt, why not? I'd watch that. Move next to Stockport County, says Bada Bing. Ernest Unlove, welcome in, lad. Elanga didn't want Everton, says Massey. Find a lady and settle down, says Superfat Frank. Mikey says Maguire's head makes him look like one of those Boglins toys from the early 90s. Bloody hell. Hi there, Paul Holland. Welcome in, bud. Everton got less cash than us, says Billy. Style of play, Sean Dyche was not liked by Elanga. Hopefully they go in for Maguire. Elanga said no to Everton. He didn't like their proposed tactics. Well, that sounds about right. Filth with the old melter, Sean Dyche. Maguire would flourish there, I think. Zamiasi with another super chat. He says, or the island from Jurassic Park, or the Wicker Man. Definitely not the Wicker Man. Those people on that island are freaky. Not the bees! Not the bees! Or the original Wicker Man's actually way better than that Nicolas Cage atrocity. I love Nicolas Cage, but that remake was shite. Which island from Jurassic Park? There's a couple. There's Isla Sorna or Isla Nebula, I think it's called or something. I know my Jurassic Park, mate. To be honest, I wouldn't want to be there because there's dinosaurs around, mate. Do you know what I mean? And velociraptors are horrible to deal with, mate, on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, out of those two, I'll probably go to the Wicker Man Island because at least you're going to see some titties. whereas on the Jurassic Park Island, you're just going to get eaten by a raptor at some point, mate. That's no fun. You know, that's no fun, bud. So, I'll go to the Wicker Man Island out of those two, bud. Right. Anyway. Maguire on the Jurassic Park Island. Owl Titty Island, exactly, RJ. Look, does PSG think they are? I know they're trying to get Højlund, aren't they? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Any football says, yeah. Oh. Owl Titty Fuck Island, precisely, Billy. Summer Isle, that's it. That's what it's called. Summer Isle. Yeah, that's the one. Pig spare ribs, says D-Tech. But they'd be slabby titties, says Butterbing. We're the apex predator. We'll find a way to hunt and eat them velociraptors. I guess so, no toes, but still a little bit sketchy, isn't it? That's it, yeah, Mikey. Isla Nubla's dinosaurs are all dead. So you have a whole island to yourself? Well, that'd be all right then, Mikey, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good shout, lad. Dilophosaurus are like 14 feet tall, and in Jurassic Park movie, they're only like 2 feet tall. It's actually a disgrace. Same goes for velociraptors, actually. They kind of got it a bit wrong. So velociraptors in the movie are like quite menacing, aren't they? Because they're like 6 foot tall, and they're fast as fuck, and they're big. They're big things, aren't they? Like, they're pretty large, and they'll rip your face off. But in reality, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I'm no paleontologist here, but in reality, Velociraptor was actually quite small. It was actually like at least half the size of they were in the movie, perhaps even smaller than that. Like, kind of like ankle biter type things. You know what I'm saying? So you could probably just boot a Velociraptor in the face in reality, and it would, and you'd be all right. You know what I mean? So they are like way bigger in the actual movie. Thank you, Ansar Ahmed. Oh, I missed your question, Duke of Rodtown. He said, but that's all right, UCC. Hey, thank you, Duke of Rodtown. Sorry I missed your comment there, bud, but good to see you, mate. You have a great one as well. Dinosaur versus Maguire's head. It had feathers. Exactly, yes. You're right. Fake news, says No Toes. Absolutely, yeah. Read the Jurassic Park novel. It's better than the film. I have read it, actually, funny enough. It's one of the books I've actually read. I've not read that many books. Michael Crichton. I've read it. Michael Crichton, lad. Absolutely. I've read a few Michael Crichton books. I don't know why. I read this one called Prey as well, about artificial intelligence, nanobots. That's pretty interesting. Size of a chicken. That's it, Rushmono. Absolutely. Size of a chicken. Bigger than Dennis Wise. 10 of links and a lighter will see them off. Elanga to Forest done. Yes, indeed, Brandon Hockridge. Let's go, lad. So looking likely that that's going to be all basically wrapped up, lad, for 15 million quid. Get in there, my son. Oh, we've got a here we go on it, have we? Let's have a look at that, guys. Elanga to Forest done, is it? Come on. Let's have a look and see what's going on here. Let me go over to Twitter real quick and see what's happening. See if there is a here we go. If you bullshit me, though, I ain't going to be happy. Let's have a look. And it is done. Oh, no. Hang on a second. But there is a tweet from Fabrizio that says it's going to be done by the end of the week. Okay, so the latest from Fabrizio 10 minutes ago says Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest will be completed by the end of the week. Permanent transfer verbally. Oh, it is a here we go. My bad, he has here we go, dear. Oh, that's great. That was 10 minutes ago. How did we not know about that until now? That's crazy. That happened 10 minutes ago. Anyway, that's awesome, though. Let me just get that up on the screen, guys. Thank you, everyone, for telling us that in the live chat. Let me bang that up on the screen so you legends can see what's going on. There it is. Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest will be completed by the end of the week. Permanent transfer, verbally agreed. Fee close to 15 million to United. Green light also from the player. That's great news, guys. I mean, I think that's fantastic. What a great bit of business by United. We don't often say that, but that's a decent bit of business right there, folks. Very decent bit of business right there. Nice, 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 nice. Hey, we've got a new member of the channel. Fat Chinese Gaming has re-upped his membership, mate. Come on. Get in there, FCG. Thank you so much, pal. He's a long-time member of this channel anyway, and just a great viewer and a heck of a nice guy. Thank you, FCG, mate. By the way, I don't know if I told you, but I saw It's Kane's vlog from when you had that meet-up, and I noticed you wearing the old Bacon Brigade t-shirt throughout, mate. Get in there, you legend. Way to represent the Bacon Brigade, my friend. Thank you, Fat Chinese Gaming. Fat Chinese Gaming has become a member of this channel, guys. Welcome in FCG with your favourite emoji. Thank you, FCG. I appreciate you, dude. Come on. Absolute lad. Thank you so much, pal. Get in there, FCG. Mikey says 15 million, get the funds and the FFP down to add the target. Spot on. Zamiasi with another super chat. He says the Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios rocks, and T2. Oh, fair play. I've never been there. I bet it is pretty good, though. That does sound rather cool, Zane. Zane, thanks for all this random off-topic stuff that you bring to the channel, mate. I do still have t-shirts, John Boy Cat. Yes, check out the website, flyingpigclothing.com, ! merch in the live chat. Devon Wild, much love from LA as well, bud. Get in there. Guys, we're going to have to wrap this video up. Yeah, there you go. There's the merchandise right there, flyingpigclothing.com. I'm going to wrap up this stream right now, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We've been on here for nearly an hour and 40 minutes, so we better wrap it up. But it's a great pleasure to have all you in here watching the stream today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for getting your thoughts in, as always. Great community vibe. Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest. Here we go. That's great news, guys. Done and dusted nearly anyway. We'll let you know as and when that is. And great news in regards to United focusing on Højlund, but PSG sniffing around. We're still interested in Amrabat. And we're working on other players out as well. Eric Bailly to Saudi Arabia, and also Henderson out on loan to Nottingham Forest. Perhaps a permanent deal. We'll have to wait and see for more. But thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been a great stream this afternoon. Thank you, all the moderators like Aaron and Mikhail and Rushmano and Gungshi and all the legends for moderating the live chat. Thank you once again to people like Crazy Joe Devola and Night Whisper for gifting out a bunch of memberships on the channel today. Thanks to all the super chatters as well. Thank you to all the chatters. Thank you to everyone who's got in here. Cheers, Rug Muncher, for the super chats, lad. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, No Toes, Aaron, Templar, Billy, Crazy Joe, Bada Bing. Thanks again, Crazy Joe, for the 5 memberships, lad. Get your MCFC out of here, though, bud. Bada Bing, Mikhail, Boomy, CZ, John Boy, Darren. Thank you, Rushy, Johnny, Kaiswa. Sorry, Kaiswa, Fred, as well. Hello to you. D-Tex, Mark N. Get in there, my son. Welcome aboard, lad, and goodbye to you, sir. Kingslayer, Nick Stevenson, Rushy, Must Play, Boomy, Crazy Joe, The Vootinator, The Hoop Man, Super Fat Frank, Ruben Mensa, Darren James, Mark, everyone. I think that's everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Night Whisper, you legend. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to wrap this video up. Have a great day. Yes, I know I need to do that giveaway tonight, mate. I will do it tonight. I'll get it ready and do it tonight. You have my word. Giveaway tonight. We're back on around about 10 p.m. for the evening transfer news show, guys. We'll give you the latest news as and when that breaks tonight, but we'll definitely be on at 10 o'clock anyway, even if there is no breaking news, just to discuss all the latest goings on. So keep a lookout, keep your eyes peeled for the show later. Back on at 10 p.m. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you then, folks. Good night, God bless, Piggy loves you, and I'll see you at 10 o'clock for an evening show. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Randon Lewis as well, Kai, Ansar Ahmed, Boomy, Must Play, everyone. That's it from me, guys. God bless you. Thank you, Primot. Make sure you hit the like button before you go. Subscribe if you're new to this show. Click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss the streams. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Have yourself a cracking day, everyone, and I'll be back on for tonight's show. See you then. Be there or be a complete Slabby Maguire cranium. Catch you then. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.